Well, hello everyone, sports fans. Chiefs Kingdom, this Comics Bigger TV here. So time for another prediction video, as it's this Sunday night. We have the Chiefs taking on the Houston Texans in Sunday Night Football at Arrowhead Stadium, and well, this is another must-win game for the Chiefs with playoff aspirations for both teams really, but mostly for the Chiefs. We're coming off losing on Thanksgiving Day to the Dallas Cowboys 31-28. So disappointing loss for sure. I wasn't all that surprised. We got off to such a great start on that one. We're up 14-7 after the first quarter. Got an interception. Mahomes threw for 4 touchdowns. Rashee Rice had 2 touchdowns, and we came up short on that one. So it's definitely disappointing now. Every game from here on out is literally a must win. We pretty much have to win all of our remaining 5 games now if we want any shot of making the playoffs, which, will likely come as potentially the 7th seed, the final spot in the playoffs. So we have to win out our final 5 games and get some help pretty much from some other teams in the AFC as well. So, and yeah, this is a Texans team that's been maybe the hottest team in the league. Right now they're 7-5. They beat the division leading Indianapolis Colts last week, and their defense has been one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league. They're allowing the fewest yards per game, less than 300 yards per game. They've won 4 straight. They sacked Josh Allen and the Bills, I believe, 7 times 2 games ago. And they won 3 straight games without quarterback C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud returned from a concussion last week against the Colts. The Texans won at 20-16, but their defense was one of the main reasons why they won in that one. So, and well, for the Chiefs, Mahomes has had a solid season, and C.J. Stroud, who came back after missing 3 games last week, has had an up and down season. This Texans team got out to a bit of a slow start, surprisingly, and then all of a sudden they've been arguably the hottest team in the league. So, and yeah, so this will be a tough test for sure. But we are at home, where we've, have played our best football at home. We've only lost once at home this season, so that's why I feel somewhat confident. We also have dominated the Texans in previous years. Mahomes is 5-0 in his career against the Houston Texans. The last time we played them was in that divisional round game last January. And yeah, we beat them in the regular season last year. I believe 30-22 was the score in that one. So, and while the Chiefs are forced to be without a couple of key players, rookie tackle Josh Simmons is out. He actually was placed on IR, so he potentially could be out for the rest of the regular season with a wrist injury. We will be without, likely be without guard Trey Smith with an ankle injury, so that's a huge loss. We will also be without receiver / kick and punt returner Nico Remigio. So we're going to be without a couple of key players in this one. So, and facing the Texans defense, that's, like I said, been one of the best in the league, allowing the fewest passing yards per game in the entire league. So, but this Chiefs defense, also towards the top in the league in yards allowed. 2 games ago against the Colts, our defense was outstanding. So, and I was just hoping for the same in this one. I think this could be potentially a low-scoring game, maybe similar to what we saw when the Chiefs faced the Colts 2 weeks ago. And all of a sudden, the Indianapolis Colts now, they start out the season, 7-1, and then we're 8-2, and now they are 8-4, and are playing a huge game tomorrow, actually for first place against the rival Jacksonville Jaguars. So the Colts could, if they keep losing, which they have pretty tough schedule. They play twice against Jacksonville, then at Seattle, as well as the 49ers. So the Colts could not only miss out on winning the division, they could miss out on the playoffs altogether, which would be pretty crazy. So, and yeah, which means it would be Houston or Jacksonville for the AFC South if that would happen, which potentially could if they you know don't win. So, and the Colts have also struggled against Jacksonville the past several years. So, but anyway, score prediction for this one. I'm gonna say the Chiefs will win this one and keep our playoff hopes alive. I'm gonna say we'll win in this one. I'm gonna say 24-20. 24-20. That's my prediction. This one. Yeah, we have about, if we win in this game, we'll have like a 54% chance of making it. But if we lose, our chances go all the way down to like 14%. So yeah, if we lose this game, then our playoff hopes, in other words, are in jeopardy. So, but it also is going to be pretty chilly at Arrowhead Stadium, like 30 degrees with a wind chill of like 20. So the Texans obviously aren't used to that, although they played at Arrowhead Stadium twice when it was about around that temperature. But obviously they play half their games in a dome stadium. So, but we'll see what happens until Sunday against Houston. Count us for saying go Chiefs.